Why you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point.
All right, buckle up because Shaq just dropped another truth bomb about Caitlin Clark, and this time he did it right on Angel Reese's own podcast. Shaquille O'Neal, the legend himself, showed up on Angel's show and made it very clear who he believes the real star is. And let's just say, Angel did not love what she heard. She might actually be regretting inviting him on. So, let's get into it. Angel Reese starts the podcast thinking she's about to have a fun conversation with Shaq. Maybe get some praise for her own game. But Shaq had a completely different agenda. From the jump, he started hyping Caitlin Clark like crazy. Her skill set, her insane range, her playmaking, everything. And you can practically see Angel trying to hide how annoyed she is. Then Shaq throws the big question at her. Why do people love Caitlin Clark so much besides her skills? This was Angel's chance to keep it classy. She could have said, because she's great, period. But instead, she says people only love Caitlin for the logo threes. That's it. Come on. As if Caitlin's entire appeal is just long-range shots. Shaq immediately shuts that down. He's like, nah, that's not all she brings. And then he lays out exactly why Caitlin Clark is the full package: elite passing, crowd-pulling presence, total control of the floor. He even mentions that Sports Pro ranked Caitlin Clark above Messi and Ronaldo on the list of the world's most marketable athletes. Meanwhile, Angel is sitting there like, she just got slapped with the truth. And let's not forget, Angel recently said her salary doesn't even cover her rent. At this rate, Caitlin Clark is practically the reason Angel's podcast is getting views. She might as well cut Caitlin a commission check. But Shaq still wasn't done. He pulls out the biggest comparison possible. Steph Curry. Yep, the baby-faced assassin himself.
Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit, but I've never seen a guy consistently.
Shaq said Caitlin Clark actually reminds him of Steph. Not in size or physical build, but in the way she's shattering barriers and changing the game just like he did.
Perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen.
Shaq said, and I quote, "That's exactly my point. Steph looks like an ordinary guy. He doesn't have LeBron's build. He's not towering at 6 feet 9 inches. He could blend in at a regular office job, but then he steps on the court and does things no one's ever seen before." Shaq was basically saying Caitlin Clark fits that same mold. She's rewriting what people think can be done in the game. In that moment, Shaq was essentially telling Angel that Caitlin is both iconic and untouchable on the court. And meanwhile, Angel's sitting there thinking, this is my show. Why is he giving Caitlin a full-on tribute right now? Honestly, it had to sting. Shaq isn't just an NBA legend. He's someone Angel looks up to. Yet here he is praising her biggest rival right in front of her, on her own platform. That's tough. But Shaq didn't stop there. He admitted he used to doubt Caitlin, even called himself a hater at first, but she shut him up by proving him wrong over and over. You could see Angel trying hard to keep her composure. But Shaq made his point loud and clear. Caitlin Clark is the real deal.
In the Final Four, I'm like, damn, and I was a hater because, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you.
Then Shaq drops the ultimate line on Angel. If I doubt you 10 times and you knock down the shot all 10, then you're the truth. And honestly, that sums it up. Caitlin Clark is doing things the sport has never seen. Her shooting, her vision, the way she controls the entire floor, she's raising the bar for everyone. Fans don't love her just for the deep threes. They're hooked because she's literally reshaping women's basketball. Shaq sees that, which is why he's saying all of this right in front of Angel.
Ouch.
He's basically declaring that Caitlin Clark is unstoppable, that she has that rare X factor that makes a player unforgettable. Meanwhile, Angel is sitting there with nothing to say. Shaq has her completely speechless. She's trying to wrap her head around why he's hyping Caitlin so hard on her show. After the episode dropped, fans went wild. The comments blew up with things like, did Shaq really call Caitlin the GOAT on Angel's podcast? and Shaq basically told Angel that Caitlyn's the real star. People couldn't get enough of it. Shaq even admitted he used to be a Caitlyn Clark hater, but no surprise, her talent won him over. And honestly, his confession hit harder than one of his dunks. He basically said out loud what everyone else has been thinking. And the wild part? Shaq's take lines up perfectly with what analysts like Rachel DeMita, Stephen A. Smith, and Jason Whitlock have already been saying. His praise just backs up what these seasoned voices have been pointing out. Caitlyn is the one bringing in new fans, breaking records, and changing the entire landscape. They're simply acknowledging what she brings to the floor, and it's undeniable. Caitlyn Clark is literally making history. Shaq even compared her to a blend of Steph Curry's shooting with the elite court vision of a top-tier point guard. That's not just flattery. That's Shaq declaring she's a once-in-a-generation talent. Meanwhile, Angel is sitting there like, did Shaq really take over my show just to crown Caitlyn the GOAT? Yes. Yes, he did. Shaq is piling on the praise, and Angel is trying to roll with it, but the sting is obvious. Imagine inviting a legend onto your podcast only for him to tell the world your biggest rival outshines you. That has to hurt. And here's the twist. Caitlyn Clark isn't slowing down anytime soon. Caitlyn Clark's work ethic is on another level. Even in the off-season, she's already back in the gym grinding, training, and sharpening her game. She's naturally ahead of most players her age, but she's not acting cocky or slowing down. She's locked in. Meanwhile, when it comes to Angel Reese, the contrast couldn't be more obvious. A lot of critics pointed out that she's struggled finishing around the rim this season and had issues with efficiency. We all saw some of the missed layups and the inconsistencies in her scoring. But instead of putting in extra reps to tighten up those weaknesses, she seems more focused on everything except basketball. Rather than spending time in the gym, she's been busy with fashion shoots, outfits, media appearances, and her podcast. In fact, we recently covered how Angel appears to be putting more energy into her wardrobe and personal branding than into developing her on-court skills. This really highlights the difference in mentality between the two players and the way they approach the game. One is already ahead of the pack and still willing to pour in the work, the sweat, the grind, the sacrifice, while the other doesn't seem ready to give up her off-court lifestyle or free time just yet. And this isn't even the first time Shaq has spoken openly about Caitlyn Clark or about how he used to doubt her. He's admitted before that he let the hype around Angel Reese influence him, and it kept him from recognizing just how much talent and potential Caitlyn actually had. Shaq has even said earlier this year that Caitlyn Clark is the greatest collegiate women's basketball player he's ever seen. A huge statement coming from someone of his stature. And it's especially significant considering Caitlyn is still just beginning her WNBA career and has plenty more seasons to prove herself. All of this shows that Shaq genuinely believes what he's saying. In his eyes, Caitlyn Clark isn't just better than Angel Reese. She's the standout player in the entire league. His words make it clear. He thinks Caitlyn is on a different level, and no one else is even close to matching her right now. Because here's the reality. Caitlyn Clark is far more than a three-point shooter. Beyond her range, her IQ, and her ability to see plays before they even unfold, she's raising the standard for everyone. She's packing arenas, selling out games, and pushing the entire league into new territory. And it's not just Shaq noticing it. Analysts, players, and fans are all saying the same thing. Caitlyn Clark is ushering in a brand new era of women's basketball. Whether Angel likes it or not, Shaq made that message loud and clear. After dropping his truth bombs, Shaq just moves on like it's no big deal. Meanwhile, Angel's trying to keep her composure, but it's obvious Shaq didn't show up to hand out participation trophies. He came to give credit where he believes it belongs, and in his eyes, Caitlyn Clark deserves every bit of the spotlight, if not more. So, what's the takeaway? Shaq went on Angel Reese's own podcast and flat out said that Caitlyn Clark is the real star of women's basketball, comparing her to Steph Curry and calling her the truth. He basically anointed her as the future of the sport. And even if Angel isn't thrilled about it, Shaq's simply stating the reality as he sees it. Caitlyn Clark isn't here just to take part. She's here to take over. And Shaq spelled that out right in front of Angel. So what do you think? Did Shaq go too far? Or is Caitlin Clark truly the next big thing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more hot takes and highlights from the world of